Her silence was the distance I couldn't cross, so I walked away with love still burning. I left because her pain eclipsed the love I carried for you. Our love was a fragile flame snuffed out by her cold gaze. I separated to protect my soul from a war I never chose. Loving you was the quiet rebellion beneath her watchful eyes. I left because her chains weighed heavier than our promises. Her voice was the storm that shattered the quiet peace of us. I walked away carrying love's ghost and her endless shadows. Our love was the secret she never wanted, whispered aloud. I separated to breathe in a space where love could grow free. Her control was the invisible hand that pushed me out the door. I loved you fiercely, but her fear strangled every hope we had. I left because her shadow darkened every path I tried to take. Loving you was a hidden flame, flickering beneath her storms. Our love was the quiet song she refused to hear or sing. I separated to heal from wounds her silence carved deep inside. Her doubts were the poison that slowly killed our joy. I left because her pain became the wall between you and me. Our love was the secret garden she never allowed me to tend. I walked away with a heart full of love and silent sorrow. Loving you was a quiet war, fought in shadows and whispers. Her voice was the ghost haunting every step I took toward you. I separated to find peace in the absence of her storms. I loved you in secret, where her eyes couldn't reach or judge. Her silence was the wound that broke us apart, slowly and painfully. I left because her chains were stronger than the love I held. Our love was the fragile light she refused to protect or nurture. I separated to save the pieces of myself still untouched by her. Her control turned love into a battlefield I couldn't survive. I walked away carrying the weight of love and her shadows. Loving you was the rebellion she never saw coming until it was too late. I left because her pain drowned out the music of our hearts. Our love was the silent flame she tried to extinguish with doubt. I separated to find freedom where love could finally breathe. Her silence was the knife cutting deeper than words ever could. I loved you fiercely, but her shadows grew darker every day. I left because her chains crushed the wings we tried to grow. Our love was the quiet light swallowed by her cold storms. I walked away with a heart broken by love and loyalty alike. Loving you was a secret war waged in silence and pain. Her voice was the storm that scattered the pieces of us. I separated to heal from scars her disapproval etched in my soul. I left because her shadow swallowed every dream we dared to dream. Our love was the fragile flame she never let burn bright. I walked away carrying love's ghost and her heavy chains. Loving you was the quiet rebellion beneath her relentless watch. I left because her fear extinguished the hope in my heart. Our love was the secret she refused to acknowledge or protect. I separated to find peace beyond her suffocating grasp. Her silence was the wound that bled us dry inside. I loved you in the shadows where her eyes couldn't find us. I left because her chains were heavier than the love I gave. Our love was the fragile light she refused to nurture or cherish. I walked away with a heart full of love and quiet sorrow. Loving you was the silent war I fought beneath her storms. Her voice was the ghost haunting every memory of us. I separated to find healing where her control couldn't reach. I left because her shadow darkened every path I walked toward you. Our love was the secret garden she never let me tend. I walked away carrying love's weight and her endless silence. My dear, I left because her shadow silenced the love we both desperately needed. I chose peace over fighting battles I was never meant to win. Her voice drowned our whispers. I couldn't breathe between her storms. Love was there, but her walls made us strangers inside the same room. I walked away, holding pieces of us she never wanted to heal. My heart cracked silently, breaking for you and the mother I obeyed. I was torn, love in my chest, but chains on my soul. Her grip was tighter than your hands, and I slipped away unseen. I mourned the us we lost to her relentless control and fear. Loving you felt like betrayal when her eyes judged every breath I took. My mother's silence built the distance I couldn't bridge with words. I loved you loud, but her whispers made me quiet and afraid. I separated to protect what little of myself she hadn't already taken. Her pain bled into us, turning love into a battlefield we never chose. I was torn between two loves, one born, one nurtured, and both broke me. Our love was a secret war, and I surrendered before the final battle. I held you in my heart while walking away with her chains around me. The hardest goodbye was to us, not to you, beneath her shadow. I lost myself trying to please her, forgetting how to hold you. Her doubts poisoned the soil where our love tried to grow. My silence was a wound deeper than the words I left unsaid. I left because her love demanded I choose pain over peace. My mother's fear was the cold wind that extinguished our flame. I was trapped between loyalty to her and love for you. The hardest prison was the one built by her expectations and my silence. Our love was a fragile light she refused to let shine. I separated to heal the wounds her disapproval carved in my soul. I didn't leave you, I left the shadow she cast on us. Her voice was the ghost between us, haunting every word. Love wasn't enough to break her invisible chains around my heart. I escaped to find peace her approval never allowed me to keep. I loved you in secret, where her eyes couldn't find us. My mother's silence taught me how to disappear from the one I loved. I chose distance because her love was wrapped in control, not freedom. My heart cried for you while I walked away for her approval. Her anger was a wall I couldn't climb, no matter how much I loved. I separated to stop being torn in two by love and duty. Loving you was a rebellion she never forgave me for. I lost you to a war my heart never wanted to fight. Her presence made love feel like a forbidden secret I couldn't keep. I left because her chains were heavier than my love for you. Our love was a flame she refused to nurture or protect. I walked away, hoping someday you'd understand and the silence between us. Her fears bled into our love, poisoning every moment we shared. I separated to save the pieces of me she couldn't break. Loving you was a whisper drowned by her storms. I left to find myself where her voice no longer echoed. My heart broke in silence between loving you and fearing her wrath. Her shadow loomed over us, turning love into regret. I chose escape because her love was a cage I couldn't hold. I left because I loved you too much to keep hiding in her darkness. Her cold words turned our love into a silent battlefield. I was caught between love's fire and her unforgiving frost. I separated to heal from the love she tried to suffocate. Loving you felt like defiance against her every command. I walked away holding the weight of her disapproval and my love. Her voice was the silence that tore us apart. I left because her pain became ours, and I couldn't carry both. Our love was the secret she never wanted me to keep. I separated to find peace outside her shadow. I loved you quietly while her doubts screamed loudest. Her fear was the chain that broke us in two. I left to breathe in a love that wasn't wrapped in silence. Our love was the battlefield where her wars were fought. I separated to protect what little light her darkness hadn't crushed. Her shadow made love feel like a dangerous secret to hide. I walked away with a heart full of love and heavy with loss. Loving you was the quiet rebellion she never understood. I left because her hold was stronger than my heart's desire. Her silence was the knife that cut our love apart. I separated to save the love she tried to bury. I loved you in the spaces she refused to fill with light. Her voice was the storm that scattered our love like dust. I left because my heart couldn't fight her battles anymore. Our love was a secret garden she never allowed to bloom. I separated to heal from the war her love waged on me. I walked away carrying love's ghost and her heavy chains. Loving you was a quiet scream beneath her deafening silence. I left because her shadow swallowed everything we tried to build.